We're here on Lightshade. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. Spawning in the top left, it's our blue Terran player. Playing for Alpha X, this is FiRePlaY. And spawning in the bottom right, it's our red Terran player, also playing for Alpha X. This is BabyMarine. Dun, 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 dun. Whew. Now, this is going to be an interesting watch here, as we've got one player who is going to be kind of dusting off a little bit of their play, and it's immediately a little bit evident here that that barracks going down just a little bit faster for BabyMarine, but you know, it's all good. Just have to keep an eye on how these two players are going to progress through this series. It's usually very, very evident when a player hasn't had the practice time that they need, or that they want, rather, to keep things fresh and keep up on the meta, where things need to go from here. But it seems as if things will probably end up being okay for the most part. There's a lot of the game that you can just kind of keep fresh in your brain. A little bit of extra practice will give you that refresher. They say it's like riding a bike, right? You never truly forget. You just need a chance to sit on the seat and maybe fall over a couple of times, but you'll get rolling again. Oh my gosh, you guys are going like wild here with this prediction. I love it. Yeah, use those channel points. Turn those bad boys in. Love it. My guess is that we're probably going to see FiRePlaY play rather passive here. If he's the one that has not played very much, especially against a player with the strength as BabyMarine, it wouldn't surprise me that he doesn't play super aggressive. But it is going to be similar build orders right now. 1-1-1. We do have a Cyclone coming out for both sides. And it's just going to kind of rotate around. Again, nothing super crazy to talk about here. It's also, I mean, it's interesting because you want to try and talk a little bit about the players and what they bring to the table. But, I mean, one of our players hasn't been playing. So it's hard to really elaborate on what we speculate is going to happen here. And for the most part, it's a pretty standard build order on both sides. But I do like the double Cyclone into the medevac here. I think that will be a bit of a potential difference. Yeah, as a Raven is going to be the primary unit coming out of the starport here. All right, the aggression coming up here into the main base. That should pull FiRePlaY a bit out of position here. How is he going to make the most of the situation while also dealing with a bit of the aggression and harassment on the front side? This really isn't that major of an attack. Plenty of army here, not moving out onto the map just yet. Meanwhile, there's a tank down in the natural. That'll keep that pretty easy as well. So FiRePlaY with a Pretty solid defense so far. Not going to let the light harassment get the best of him. Both players just going to throw down their third bases as a result as well. Ooh, but I do like this. Getting a nice bit of damage down onto that supply depot, trying to be cheeky. Doesn't want to lose the medevac, though. Losing the medevac would be a crucial mistake. Not really game-ending by any stretch, but you don't want to give that away for free either. Double engineering bay going down for our red Terran player. Meanwhile, feels like FiRePlaY is just going to play a little bit more reserved. He is going to also throw down his own double engineering bay. Seems like FiRePlaY is just an echo of BabyMarine. Whatever BabyMarine does, FiRePlaY is going to do it about 10 seconds later, which eventually will add up over the course of the game, especially when we're looking at timings and getting those +1 upgrades to finish. BabyMarine would have a valuable opportunity to jump on top of his opponent and take advantage of an upgrade advantage. So I think that FiRePlaY is maybe overcommitting to the defense here in the main base, but I guess he has a fair number of units in the natural as well. But an opportune moment here to try and get some damage done. These tanks are going to siege up on the ramp, and that will be a good position to try and play from. I think, yeah, now that's going to be BabyMarine's time to try and pop up here. Being very patient about it, though. Interesting little stalemate here as the Cyclones are going to pick off one of the Ravens. I'm not sure if that's... I mean, how does that actually pan out? Yeah, FiRePlaY gets... I mean, this is the worst trade deal of all time. Maybe ever. I take that back. BabyMarine should be happy with what he picks off there for the cost of one of his Cyclones. But what is going to be the nice exchange is BabyMarine's able to get out to his third base location. These units are actually still trying to find ways to mine, maybe long distance even just a little bit. But now there's an opportunity here for BabyMarine to jump on top of this army, and he's going to get some good damage done with those Vikings, picking off some of those vulnerable medevacs, which does limit the amount of staying power this army has as it tries to defend this choke point. Now the third base is just going to rotate over to the 9 o'clock position, which it is ultimately going to be just fine. It's going to force BabyMarine to rotate around because those tanks are not going to be as valuable sitting in that location. But we're starting to see that supply disparity start to add up here. 149 to 125. BabyMarine's able to produce just a little bit faster, especially since he was able to get his third base secured much faster than FiRePlay's. But here comes that upgrade advantage. It's actually going to be a FiRePlay's favor here. He's going to stutter step forward and get on top of this army and trades relatively well. He's going to lose all of his army, though, and there's not going to be a whole lot here to defend. But I think BabyMarine doesn't necessarily realize this. He had a lot more than he otherwise would have maybe expected to be. But BabyMarine's already got a fourth base on site. He continues to grow at a rapid pace. He'll have more of that scouting information. He's going to start transitioning upwards into some better upgrades for his tanks. Tanks are going to be able to trade a lot more efficiently with his Marines. And we're watching two rather passive defensive players start going up against each other because BabyMarine's not super aggressive. He likes to lay back. He wants his opponents to come play into him. And I think that is going to create a longer form game for both of our players here. As FiRePlaY is not going to want to play super aggressive. He'd much rather sit back and let BabyMarine come to him as well. Yeah, I mean, this nice little the push out here, but oh wait, no, just kidding. I think I'll just be patient and I'll just sit back a little bit. Now the scans are going to go down into different spots, and again, I think it's just going to be very quiet, patient play. But look at FiRePlaY here. FiRePlaY taking a slight army advantage over BabyMarine. The upgrades are going to be a talking point here in a bit of time, because BabyMarine's falling behind a little bit on the supply, or the upgrade side rather. 2-2 is going to be finished here much faster for FiRePlaY, but I don't know if FiRePlaY really wants to force the issue here. The anti-armor missile going to coat a large portion of the army, and that might end up being a better saving grace opportunity for FiRePlaY, as he really doesn't want to engage quite yet. The upgrades are just about to kick in here. It's going to be about 15 more seconds before we see the things shape up, but this fourth base is already going to be under pressure. I guess 15 seconds was a lot longer than I thought. But no, BabyMarine's going to force the issue here. And it's right before these +2 upgrades are going to be able to finish. So continued repairs are going to go down. This is starting to look a little dicey, but now we see those upgrades complete. These Marines are going to fight a lot more efficiently, and FiRePlaY has a brief opportunity where he might be able to get some damage done across the map, but I don't know that that's actually going to end up being the case here. There will be plenty of command centers. A planetary fortress at the fourth base location will make that difficult to siege into. And Corvid reactor going down to enhance the Raven energy. We have 2-2 already on the way for BabyMarine as well. Gosh, this is just a slow back and forth here. I think with the +2 upgrades finishing for BabyMarine, this will end up being a very good situation for him to try and play into. But this isn't very tactical. I mean, we're used to seeing TVTs being incredibly tactical and aggressive. And right now, it's just very, very quiet patience. Oh, this is kind of a rough place to try and play into, but the Bioforce is going to back off. Yeah, look at all of these bases getting taken here. Yeah, BabyMarine's just going to take this side of the map. He's going to entrench himself, not force any silly engagements if he doesn't have to. 3-3 on the way for FiRePlaY. There's no 3-3 upgrades coming in for BabyMarine at this point. Well, there's finally the +3 infantry. There we finally see it going down. So I don't know if it was forgotten or if he was just being patient with it, but whew. Just a slow, methodical game out of both of our players. Both players effectively maxed out as well. We do have a battle cruiser transition coming in for BabyMarine, so as he starts subbing out some of these higher value units, this could be a scary situation for FiRePlaY to try and play into. Now, BabyMarine is going to lose the entrenched position here, but BabyMarine has a much better follow-up behind it. He has a better economy. Oh, great anti-armor missile going down onto that bio. But again, like, I can't stress enough. Look at all of these bases here. There's planetaries, there's orbitals, there's tons of production back behind this. Have we even started battlecruiser production yet? I don't think so. So he's going to have the fusion core upgrade. But it's just a plan for the future right now. Lots of Vikings, lots of ground forces here. 3-3 is now complete for FiRePlaY, so if FiRePlaY was going to have an opportunity to jump in, it would be now 131 to 111. This is not a flimsy army here. FiRePlays going to be able to move across with a lot, but I think he'd rather try and catch this army out of position. And it's going to be a giant stim forward. These tanks are going to be vulnerable here for a brief moment, but anti-armor missile going to coat a good chunk of the army. But this is not the engagement that BabyMarine was looking forward to. He is going to get completely cleaned up on the ground, and now FiRePlaY has an opportunity. He should be able to shake off the anti-armor missile by the time he gets across the map, so that won't be a scary situation. But there's only one tank. There isn't that much anti-ground here. Is FiRePlaY going to take advantage of the opportunity here? Look at his ground army. There's so many tanks. The Vikings are going to be able to trade very efficiently with those tanks, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. I think FiRePlaY has a moment. Can he seize it? I don't think so. I think BabyMarine had just enough. And this became a very quick situation for BabyMarine to recover from. His +3 is now done. And it seems like BabyMarine should be able to recover from this just fine. If we look at that income advantage, yeah, look how long it's been favored by BabyMarine. Almost the last 10 minutes. So he can afford to take a poor engagement and recover from it entirely. And FiRePlay's going to scan forward and see that BabyMarine's in an okay spot. He has plenty of Ravens. The ground army is being replenished once again as well. And behind this, BabyMarine has a pretty solid bank as well. So the question is, like, who's going to pull the trigger here? We're 17 minutes in. BabyMarine is taking his side of the map. There is still a base open up here for FiRePlaY and on the south side as well. I mean, it's almost painful how slow and methodical these two are playing. Ooh, okay, there's the battle cruiser switch that I was talking about. Okay, like I said, very slow and methodical. Kind of hard to hype cast this even. Both of these armies are rather evenly matched, but again, 132 to 115. It seems to be a continuing push here for FiRePlaY to try and take advantage of things, but BabyMarine is going to have the better technology as it goes forward. This base is going to be under pressure, though. He's just immediately going to lose that, and he will lose all of the workers that go along with it. But the battle cruisers have leapt across the map. Those are now going to get good damage. They won't be able to assist with this push up into the main base. Whoa, I love that. What a great setup. He's going to be able to clean off the remainder of those medevacs. And now those tanks are not going to be as efficiently used here. Half of this Bioforce will find some value here in the third base location, but look at that plummeting supply, 100 to 172. There's absolutely no answer for the battle cruisers, and now there are 6 of them out across the map. 20-minute game comes down to the final minute. GG is called, BabyMarine, with a very strong hold, game number 1. Could be seeing more of the same here in game number 2. BabyMarine is, I think, trying to advance himself on a grander scale in the StarCraft scene. I know he's been trying to participate in some other events. I've seen his name pop up on a few brackets, which is good. Of course, we love having these kids play in the junior championships, but seeing them expand their knowledge and their play across to a multitude of mediums is also a fun thing to see. For sure. Okay, this is kind of interesting. FiRePlaY is going to completely wall off his main. I guess they both have. This is less interesting. Chat TVT is not my favorite. I think maybe I need to do more interesting looks at TVT. Find ways to make it feel more exciting and interesting. At least for me. It feels like, yeah, it's just a defensive Terran against a defensive Terran. Which naturally will make it feel a little less exciting, but definitely not the same level of excitement that we would see in like a AROG Fire PvP, for example. That cranks the energy up to 11 almost immediately. Yeah, but this is going to be a little bit more of a traditional trade. Okay, what kind of engagement are we going to be able to see here? Oh, it's actually it was possibly a good exchange here for FiRePlaY. FiRePlaY took damage on the Hellion rather than the Reaper, and I think if the Reaper would have gone down, that could have been a good exchange, but instead, just gonna back up. The downside is the Hellion would have to be repaired, and I think that nope, not gonna end up happening so far. For BabyMarine though, that Reaper's already healed up, fueled up, and ready to go. All right, it's gonna be directly into Ravens once again. BabyMarine is going to put a bit more of aggression on this time around. He's got 4 of those Marines and a tank that's going to come across. Yeah, this is kind of what I thought might happen. Ends up being maybe a faster game number 2, depending on how game number 1 shapes up. But putting the tank on that low ground and immediately taking advantage of the high ground vision is going to be kind of an interesting ploy here. It's a matter of what kind of volleys this tank can secure. So the tank is going to get a good amount of damage down onto that reactor, and the reactor is going to get shut down in place. Ooh, this is a good response, though. Raven will find some extended damage onto the tank using the auto turret. But somehow, some way, finding more value as a result of it. Picking up the Cyclone as well. Whoa, this is a lot of good aggression here by BabyMarine. He does have a response on the backside of this. He drops his third base down, so it's not gonna matter. He tried to aggress his opponent and just gets him to tap out. So a short game followed the long one here. But BabyMarine 2-0 over his opponent's gonna advance forward to take on Slycrap in the winner's match. Well played. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure to click the subscribe button so you can catch more of my videos as they are released. If you want more Rushi content, feel free to find me on Twitch and Twitter. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.